This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm joined by Jay Munn over Zoom. Jay, how are you?
Yes, I'm all good. Thank you. Yourself?
I'm all good myself. Obviously, it's fight week for you. How are you feeling? Your ring return. It's been since the beginning of just before the pandemic, rather, when lockdown started. You was last in the ring. So, how excited are you for Friday night?
Do you know what? Right, it's been a long old I think it's 19 months last time I boxed, and it's been long. I tell you what though, I have got a little bit of nerves. Like obviously before, I had a bit of butterflies, but once the ball gets going, like it just you ease up on it, like And 19 months, man, I got the butterflies in my belly, and I'm excited. I am looking forward to it. I am.
How have this past 2 years been since you was last in the ring, or just beneath 2 years rather, since you was last
Yeah.
in the ring, Jay? How have you found it? Has it been frustrating? Have you found motivation still?
Do you know what? Through lockdown, I'll be completely honest with you. I kind of struggled a bit. I was okay with work because I was working every day for my own man. But training wise, I was looking at the boys, like some of the boys. Well, I was looking online and on social media, and I just seen everyone like training. I was just thinking to myself, like, you're all training hard. Like that's great. Like you do what you do. Like I'm not gonna slate you or anything like that. But there's no end goal. There's nothing to work towards. And I just thought like I'm not like I done a bit of training. Don't get me wrong, but I wasn't intense or anything like that. Then I eased off completely, and I just turned my training into work. So I do scaffolding. So I just turned that into training for myself, and funny enough, I was enjoying that more than I was training, and I was like losing interest for some reason, and then I started picking back up when the first lockdown they eased off, and then I was like, oh, they might be hopeful for a fight soon or whatever. So I started picking up a little bit, then training, and then I started doing a bit of dieting, and then obviously went back into lockdown. So I was like, oh, so it was an emotional roller coaster for myself. Me personally, if they'd done another lockdown and I wasn't fighting, probably like later on this year, I would have just completely lost interest. But I've when Gary gave me the news, listen, you're fighting, my spirit just went woof. Let's have it. Like let's go 100 miles per hour at it. I was absolutely buzzing, and I was that keen. I was willing just to fight for free. I just wanted to get out there. I was like, yes, happy days. This is my opportunity. I'm not gonna get this anywhere else. So I just said, I'll do anything what it takes. So
Um,
yeah, the fire's back in me.
I mean, Jay, just kind of throughout the pandemic, did you have any opportunities maybe presented to you that you might have been able to get out onto, a Frank Warren or an Eddie Hearn show or a McKenzie show?
No, not at all. Because I'm not signed with any promoters. Obviously, the promoters are gonna look after their own fighters first, which is understandable. I don't expect any other promoter to put me first before their own fighters. So I knew it was going to be a bit of a struggle for me. But with a great manager, Gary Lockett, I can't thank him enough. He's done so good to me, to get me on this show, and in the past as well. Like he's been absolutely golden to me. I owe him a lot. He says I don't, but I think I do. But yeah,
So,
no, through pandemic, I've had no opportunity. This is the only opportunity, the first opportunity.
so looking at things now, Jay, then with shows returning, do you feel like once you get Friday out of the way, provided all goes to plan, the aim and the key to certainly the next few months and the rest of your career is activity? Try and get out as frequently and as much as possible just to build your record, and for promoters to maybe start taking a bit more of a notice of you?
Well, this is it. The plan is for myself. If I can do all, um, I'm happy to go on all small shows. I'm really am happy to do that, because with a bit of luck on the way, the big shows will come. And with my experience, there's no rush for me. But like you just said, get this fight out of the way. And we want the momentum going. Like, I think Gary's sorted out a few shows for me to get on. So, it's happy days. He knows what he's doing. I'm not going to get involved. Obviously, I just leave it to him. You just tell me a date and I'll just prepare. At the end of the day, if it was down to me, I'd fight every week. But, it doesn't work like that, especially the way I want to go anyway. So,
just trying to get your thoughts on your opponent as well for Friday. He's 0-14, so obviously he's a journeyman. But for yourself, what are you expecting going in there with somebody with not just that sort of record, but we can imagine it'll be tough to try and break down?
With opponents, never look past them. Take step by step. And I just be myself. I stay composed. And Gary and my coach Chris Davis, they've done the research. They know what I'm up against. They have obviously matched me up for a reason with this guy. I know he's tough. I'm not just because he's a journeyman. That doesn't mean I can just be like, oh yeah, it's an easy fight. That's not the case, because anything can happen in a fight. And I just do what I do best. I've put the hard work in, and that's it. Like,
I mean, for those who haven't seen you before, and for those who will come obviously on Friday and see you, how are you looking to approach a fight? How would you sum up your kind of your boxing skill set?
Wow. I mean, it's just all about how you turn up on the day. I should imagine, like, if I can say this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to be like this, or I'm going to be flashy, or I'm going to be going toe to toe, or whatever I can say, and then I can get in the ring and then just all fall apart. So on that question, all I can say is, for me, I got a variety of styles. And I would like to think I've got a variety of styles as well. I've been told I've got a variety of styles. If you look at my past fights, my last 3 fights, from debut to my last fight, I've shown different styles. So I just had first round. It's all about sussing out my opponent and go from there. Then you'll see my skill sets.
And then, Jay, just get your thoughts on kind of a couple of guys who also work with Gary and Chris Jenkins and Jay Harris. A couple of losses for them recently. Just to get your thoughts on those. Start off with Chris, as he was unfortunately on the end of a defeat this past weekend.
I thought he was doing really well in the fight. Me personally, I Chris, if anyone knows Chris, hand on heart, he works hard, and he deserves more. He deserves better. It's sad because with boxing, it's a funny thing. If you can't sell tickets, or if you're not a big name, or if you're not, does that make sense? It just goes against you, really, and promoters are quick enough to put you in with a hard fight. I know you've got to have a hard fight, and I know it's all about the challenge, and fight anyone at that stage. But it's like with 3 weeks' notice, it's like come on. Do you know what I mean? He's a British champion. He's a Commonwealth champion. He should have you should be looked after better. That's me personally. And Chris, I feel sorry for him because he's the hardest working man in the gym and out of the gym. So he comes training, he goes straight to work, and he grafts hard. I feel sorry for him. I really do. But he'll bounce back. That's the type of character he is. He will bounce back, and I know he will. And he will bounce back with good intentions. Jay Harris. To be honest, I've only met Jay a couple of times. Only the simple fact is that I don't train down Gary's gym a lot. So I probably go there like twice a week, and just so it happened them days he's not actually there. But like I'm not a mass, believe it or not, I'm not actually glued up in boxing. It sounds a bit mad. I don't really watch like the modern boxing this day and age. I'm more of I watch old school fights I do the history on the old school fights. I'm not really interested. I only watch like Chris Jenkins or, you know, the big names like Tyson Fury or something like that. You know, I'll have my Nando's and watch the fight, and then I'll go home then. So
That's fair
I
enough, Jay.
can't really answer Jay Harris, but what I know is that the kid is phenomenal.
That's fair enough, Joe. And we'll leave it then. I'll leave you to get back to work before obviously you head up to Manchester tomorrow, or Liverpool rather. I appreciate your time today, Jay. Look after yourself. Best of luck on Friday. Thank you.
Take care.